Let's discuss different ways of accessing property values of an object in JavaScript. So, for example, I have taken a object person here with two property values, name and age. So, and I have written a console statement to log the person. So, let's just run this and see. We get the whole object here. We, if we want to access just this property name, then how we can access, that's what we are going to discuss. So as we can see, uh, we have the two properties, name and age. Now we have two ways of accessing properties of objects in JavaScript. That's a dot notation and a square bracket notation. So for in dot notation, we have to write the object name dot the property name we want to access. Suppose we want to access name, so I've just written person dot name, and we will be able to access this. See, we can access the value of the property name of this object. Now we can also do it using a square bracket notation. Just we need to take care when we are using a square bracket notation. The value inside the square bracket notation has to be variable. I mean, for now I'm just giving the variable string, and see, we get the value. So now in what case we will be using the square bracket notation over dot notation? Suppose we are getting values, the property value name dynamically from a user. We do not have visibility on the object directly. We just have visibility on a variable, and we know that the variable contains the property name. The variable contains string which has the property name. So suppose this, we have a variable prop and it contains the property name as a string value. The this variable prop contains a string value that corresponds to the property name of this object person. So we will simply use like we'll be using a square bracket notation to access this. Like since this prop variable is a string already, we won't be putting the string literal double quotes here. So this way we can access it. See, it's giving the same output. Another case when we will be using a square bracket notation is when our property values are not valid JavaScript identifiers. JavaScript identifier is basically anything uh, that contains uh, basically any valid literal or any valid JavaScript identifier. We have certain rules to define JavaScript identifiers, such like a JavaScript identifier should not start with a number. It should not have any other character rather other than alphabets or underscore or a dollar symbol. Suppose we have something like age and I put a maybe ampersand operator. So here itself it's giving us an error that this expected. So what we'll do is we'll just put this inside a string, so that yeah, and now I have this and age. So I just put this age and this value inside this literal, and yeah, so I'll need to put it in a string also. Yeah, so I'm able to access this. So as we can see, this value is not a valid JavaScript identifier, and so how we will be accessed. So this is the only way in which we can access